Welcome back to another video. Sort of just doing some more uncut stuff while I'm waiting to get to work on some of my bigger projects I've got coming up. Just sort of a casual recommendation here for an album that I absolutely love, that I think a lot of people would if they gave it a chance. The album I'm going to talk about is "Where You Been" by Dinosaur Jr. Um, I've only listened to it for the first time in the last couple of days, and man, it is just front to back, it is flawless. It was released in 1993. Dinosaur Jr., led by singer and lead guitarist Jay Mascis, who's an absolute genius vocally. He sort of get a bit of Neil Young in there, the sort of the more high pitched voice, sort of a slacker style to his voice. But on the guitar, he is an absolute machine. Some of the best solos you're ever going to hear on this album. Some amazing riffing as well. The intro to Start Chopping is awesome. If you're only going to listen to one song off the album, I'd check out Start Chopping. But also, the opening track, Out There, is fantastic. What Else Is New? Not the Same. On the Way. Get Me. Every single track on this album is phenomenal. It's completely blown me away. It's one that I'm going to be listening to for a long time, I'm sure. It's got that sort of 90s grunginess, but it also takes a lot from classic 70s bands as well, especially in the guitar work. I think it's just an essential album for anyone to listen to. And like I said, if you just want to chuck on a song from it, chuck on Start Chopping, because that is a phenomenal song. And yeah, Mascis, I think, is a really underrated guitarist. When you compare it to people always talking about all these classic guitarists, I think he's definitely in my top three. I love Alex Lifeson from Rush and Johnny Marr from the Smiths. I think Mascis is right up there. I think this album really is the best demonstration of it as well. It's really melodic, really catchy, as well as being really rocking, and yeah, I think honestly, it's a pretty accessible album because of how catchy it is and how hard rocking it is. It's not their most acclaimed album critically, but I think it's their best album from what I've heard. I'm still making my way through the discography, but I think people would be surprised how much they like this album if they gave it a try. Like I said, echoes of Neil Young in the vocals, some really great lyrics on here. It's very sort of breakup themed. Some really nice production touches as well. Some great backing vocals on the track "Get Me." Some cool drum work as well. A lot of really fast-paced tracks on here, and also some nice slower stuff, ballad type tracks. I think although Lou Barlow was a member of the band earlier in their career, and he'd come back later on, a lot of people think it kind of misses his bass work. I think this album is just phenomenal, and it would make me really happy if someone listened to it and left a comment. Even just one person left a comment saying that they'd been turned on to this album and they were a fan. But yeah, I think I just had to sort of share that experience. I think Dinosaur Jr. are a really cool band, and this is the album that I would recommend personally. So yeah, pretty short video here, just sort of casually recommending an album that I'm really falling in love with at the moment. And yeah, Start Chopping is the song I would recommend to start off with. But go check out the album. It's awesome. It takes a lot of stuff from classic rock whilst also having that unique sound that you would see in a lot of the 90s stuff. One of my favorite albums of the 90s, and that video is coming at some point. Once I'm back with my collection, I'll make that video. I might try and pick this album up in that time, because it would definitely make the top 10. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again for another one soon.